What's up, guys? It's James, and I thought I would take it outside tonight. Beautiful Bellaterra in Sardanyola de Valles, Spain. And I'm a little bit more nervous to do it outside tonight because more environmental conditions, people walking by, air blowing, cold of the night. I'm going to worry about my camera falling down, everything's not quite perfect here, but I'm going to still try to do my best to explain some cool ideas to you today and to tell you about a little bit about my experience lately. So, let me just start out by saying that I think that a lot of what we have to be able to do in life is to be able to trust in the strength of our mind. And I think that the mind is actually very strong. I think that it has an amazing ability to reach goals, even goals that seem quite impossible, goals that seem magnificent or whatnot. It's just that the mind has the ability to make that happen, but we have to have faith in it, we have to trust it, and we have to set our mind to our goals. So what does that mean? I think that really what it means is that when it comes to setting goals, we have to be very deliberate in our not just studying them, but also taking action towards them, and having faith that our actions will achieve the desired results. So there's so much in life where we make investments in our actions. We make investments in everything that we do, and I think that it's a cause of low consciousness to proactively try to avoid taking action in order to save resources and to conserve energy. So really what that means is that if you're looking into the future and you say, no, I don't want to take action because of this or that, well, that's actually a low consciousness thing that you might want to examine, because I think that anytime that we take action, it's moving us closer to what we actually should be doing. And so, for example, I might start writing even though I don't want to write, or it might seem like a silly investment, or I might make these videos which might seem like a silly investment, but each time I do them, it's moving me closer to what I actually want to talk about or what I actually want to write about. So I think it's important to realize this, because we have to have faith in our mind, and we have to be able to have faith that whatever we're doing is going to eventually lead us to the best outcome as humans. And as long as we're taking action, then we're creating reference experiences for ourselves that are creatively ingrained with the rest of the world. It's not that we have an idea and because we never express it, then we can become egoically attached to it. It's important to express ourselves, even if we know it won't be accepted by the world. We should still express that so that we can have a real reference experience that if that's actually reality or if that's not reality. So, but it's also so you should have faith that whatever you're doing is moving you closer to who you should become, and you should use that as a basis for taking action, but also it needs to be focused action. So it's not like for me, I can't one day decide that I'm going to learn Spanish and then the next day decide that I'm going to apply for jobs, even though these are things I should be doing anyway. There's only so many focuses that you can have in life, and if you really want to be successful, it's best to focus on one thing or one or two things at a time over a period of time, and then to cycle them back and keep them in your life at a minimum level while you focus on other things. So, for example, I've been focusing on my reading and my blogging and my school and my running for the last 3 or 4 months, and now I'm about to move to Barcelona. I'm going to focus more on going out and working and getting to know about Barcelona. That's going to be and learning Spanish as well. So, but even that's a bit too much. So when we really have an idea of what our purpose is at any given time, then we're able to focus our minds very directly on that purpose. So just like in meditation, where you keep on coming to that, back to the breath, back to the breath, back to the breath. In life, you have to keep on coming back to your purpose and not let influences drag you off of it. So we can become addicted to feelings in a way, and those can drag us off our purpose as well, because sometimes they're right, sometimes they're not. But in general, it's our purpose should continue regardless of our emotions. If I go running, I should go running just in practice when I feel uncomfortable, so that I can become aware or more centered with the strength of my mind. Earlier this week I had a sugar day, and I did like a 70 minutes pretty hard running. It absolutely sucked, but what I found and what kind of inspired this movie for me was that I was able to kind of hold my pace at the same time. Like, I was able to find there's something very deep within yourself where the mind exists, the strength of the mind exists, regardless of the situation. Regardless of, for me, what if I had eaten sugar all day or not. So I was able to find that place within me just by being committed to my purpose, being committed to what I needed to do that night, and having faith in my mind that it would actually happen. So it's really important to have that faith, that faith in your purpose, and another thing to not be afraid of failure or be afraid of success. What you should be focused on is maximizing your awareness of the present moment as much as possible, whenever possible. So actually, when we come completely into the present moment and we're able to completely devote our energy to our purpose at a certain moment, then we will naturally progress. But that doesn't mean, it's all relative. Like, you don't stand higher than someone else or below someone else. You're always just standing in the middle. It's when you're in the present moment, it doesn't matter egoically about your position. You might have a position, and because you have that new identity, you feel like you don't have to work out as hard. It's actually a low consciousness thing. But if you really want to if you stand nowhere, then you just exist, and you exist as the growth of yourself, as you're able to experience the present moment more and more, and to focus yourself in the present moment. So guys, the final thing that I want to present to you guys today is that setting your intention, setting your goals, writing down some goals, is not just about having a mental creation of them. How you express that your attention is being drawn towards your purpose is by taking action. So in one way, it's very important to be completely aware of what you want. But in another way, you actually have to take action and practice bringing your mind to the purpose in order to make to even be able to trust the mind. You have to have a feeling of it. I can't just tell you that this is how it is. You have to actually make it happen for yourself. You have to develop that feeling of trust in your mind, and you have to develop, even the mechanical aspects of, doing a certain aspect or pursuing a certain goal. If you want to, maybe start a business, you have to do the mechanical things, and you have to learn the ways, and you have to. But if you have the purpose, if you have an idea of where you're going, then I think that that's very important as well. So if you have an idea of where you're going in life, it's like, I think that everyone always has an idea of where they're going if they're aware of it or not, and it's based on their actions. If you can take an inventory of your habits day to day, you will be able to see where you're kind of going in life. It's not based on thought; it's based in action. Because when you're thinking, you don't take action. Ever notice that the more you take action, the more you're able to get lost and in the present moment? Like, you forget about thinking for a while. Well, that's how it is that you're coming back to the present moment over and over. So what I mean by this, don't be afraid. You have to. You have to take action if you want to. It's part of setting your mind to something. So, but first you have to be very clear of what you want. Because if you're laying around all day, which I've been doing a lot actually, if you're laying around all day eating bad food, not exercising, not pursuing the things that you really want, what that really means is that you want that. You want to live in a state of lower consciousness, and that's why there's massive amounts of lower consciousness in the world, is because people find that to be enjoyable. So you actually have to create leverage for yourself, that you can break yourself out of those habits, and that you can pursue a higher aim. I told you guys this before, because there's so many negative, well, not negative, but influences in the world that tend to make us go into lower consciousness. You have to have a vision that is above your own goals. You have to have a vision for society, or a certain value that you really value, that you want to spread to other people through the expression of your purpose. And so that could be something like, like love, or it could be something like maybe generosity, or compassion, or these are some of mine. But uh, or it can be saying like, competitiveness, or but you know what it is. You know what you value, and so what you do is an expression of what you value. And because you have certain values that maybe you've become invested in through your family or through your influences, different people have strong values, and but what you need is that value to be a vehicle for your purpose to manifest in a way. So I don't think that the actual belief itself matters as much, but you have to be completely committed to that belief or that value as a way to get you to a level of success. So, for example, I really when I run, I really value love, but that's not. I mean, in reality, I mean, you could probably come up with some pseudo-scientific explanation for why people feel love when they run, but in reality, it's just running. But because love, I believe in love, so I'm gonna run fast, run. That makes me believe that I have a higher purpose, and I can move towards that purpose and set my mind to love through the action of running. So in a way, I guess maybe in some senses, we need to just take action to make our beliefs come true, but at the same time, we need beliefs to make our actions come true. See what I'm saying? So maybe it's like one of those chicken and egg things. But anyway, I hope that made sense, guys, and enjoyed making this video outside for you today. And take care. I'll be talking to you over the next week a few times, so take care.